Moikka, mä oon Maria Lättilä ja me ollaan täällä It Chapter 2 Vault Experiencessä Lontoossa. Mennään ihan kohta tuonne sisään jututtamaan elokuvan ohjaajaa Andy Muschiettiä elokuvan tekemisestä ja miltä tuntuu ottaa tämmönen vastuu itselleen. Ja sit jututetaan myöskin James McAvoyta, miltä tuntuu ottaa rooli, joka pohjaa Stephen Kingiin itteensä. First of all, congratulations on the film. It's so good.
Oh, thank you so much.
The first film was obviously a massive hit. Everybody loved it, me included. So speaking specifically about horror, how do you approach a sequel like this where you kind of have to repeat some of the tricks from the first film, but you have to amp it up as well?
You just crank it up.
Just
That's
the same
the
thing.
secret. Yeah.
Just go everything.
No, it was
bigger.
a fun, process. I always feel like I want to make justice to the original work, and given this time, I had more resources and a bigger canvas to tell the story and make justice to the scale and the scope and the range of emotions. I just cranked it up, and it's only because I want to I would like to experience it myself. I will never be able to watch that movie the way that you guys do it, and you watch it for the first time and you encounter this thrill ride, but I know what to do to crank it up and have people have a bigger film experience. So that's what I tried.
Yeah, and you definitely succeeded.
Thank you.
Were there any sort of no-nos that you said to yourself, this is not what I want to do with the sequel?
Well, when adapting a story that is so big, has so many events and episodes, you inevitably have to leave some events apart. And in the book, there's a huge event at the end of the story that is a massive collapse of the town, and I really wanted to make the ending about a more intimate resolution, and more about the characters and their feelings, and so yeah, that's a part that I said no, because also it would have sucked a lot of money from visual effects probably that I needed to tell the rest of the movie. So yeah.
Just wait for the train.
And also the orgy.
You can't have that really, can you?
Yeah, I know
No way to do
you're
that.
asking about that probably. Yeah, it doesn't have so there's everybody knows that in the Stephen King book there's a sex event. I never thought it was necessary in the film version of this, because I thought it was just it acts as a metaphor of the passage from childhood to adulthood, which is roughly what the whole story also is about. So I didn't feel that it was necessary.
And the film goes bigger in every sense, and there's a little bit more CGI this time around as well. And you've got such a particular style of CGI, especially when it comes to character design. So can you tell where that comes from?
Good taste.
Wonderful
No,
taste.
I think of the things that would scare me, and I'm aware of some people being prejudiced about about CG, but it's not about CG. It's about design and how sophisticated that design is, and how fresh and original those designs are. CG has reached a level of credibility right now and detail that is so good. I think the problem with people that reject CGI is about seeing over and over the same designs, and they're like, oh, here comes again the muscular monster at the end of the movie. And I understand that, but it's not about CG. It's about how you designed it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Oh,
I can't
thank
get over it. I've seen it twice now.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah.
Wow, I've only
a
seen it
true
once.
fan.
Oh,
True
good, nice,
fan.
thank you.
You're in such a unique place with it, because not only do you have Jaden's performance in the first film, but you've also got Richard Thomas's performance in the miniseries. So did you look at either of those to get a bit of a sense of the character?
I didn't look at the miniseries to get a sense of character because it's a different thing. I did watch it as a child and loved it. And that guy did a great job. I did look at Jaden's performance because that's, I think, what directly affects me. And totally stole his moves. You have to try and, you can't just do the same thing because it wouldn't be true to you as a performer, but also it's just not true to real life. 27 years go by, you are a slightly different person, at least a slightly different person, and often a very different person. But it was important to rob him of certain characteristics, you know.
What did you take from that performance specifically?
He had a stillness and a quietness at times, which belied his age, and a maturity which belied his age. And I thought that was important to retain. I'm a slightly different kind of actor. I don't really have that for free as much as he does, but tried to steal a bit of that.
Yeah, and Billy's very much sort of a version of Stephen King. He's a writer,
Yeah.
And he's got some unresolved issues, clearly. So did that bring on any pressure?
No, not really. I've been doing it a long time. I don't really feel that pressure. I'm like, you hired me, it's your fault. No, not really. Look, there is pressure there. But it's up to you as the actor, as the custodian of this amazing piece of work, to sort of not let the moment, not let the event, not let the pressure get to you, because you're there to do a really good job, and you don't do that really good job if all you're thinking about is the pressure and like, oh, but the fans, you are a fan, I am a fan, I'm doing this job because I like it, because I've read it twice, because I've watched the miniseries, because I'm excited to be there and be part of telling this story. Enjoy it and investigate it and absorb as much of it as possible. But pressure, that's only going to make you freeze up and, I don't know, make bad decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. Were you able to talk to Stephen at all during or before the production?
During production, yeah.
Did he give any
He visited
tips?
set. No, he gave a lot of praise and he gave a lot of support and he gave a lot of cheerleading, actually. But he didn't give many tips. He did sort of outline who Bill is a little bit to me at times. But more in sort of saying, like, don't worry about it, dude, you're getting it. And he was really, really supportive. He was also really self-effacing and kind of funny as well. When you'd ask him, like, things about other books that he's written, and the fact that Pennywise shows up in the Dark Tower series, the fact that, like, Maturin, the turtle, is kind of like the turtle that's in It, even though the turtle's not in the movie of It, but in the book of It. And I was asking him all about that, and he'd always kind of make the joke of like, well, you know, the thing you need to remember, James, is that I was high as a kite when I wrote all this, so I don't really remember. And you're like, that can't be 100% true all the time, you know, you've got more, but he's just like, you know.
Oh, bless.
It was
well,
cool.
Thank you so much for that. I'm so excited for everybody to see this one. It's so good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thanks.
Cheers.